Hi folks, this is Tim Ward giving you a report for July 1st, 2012. Today's an exciting day. I have turned in the fifth draft of my novel to Kathy Lynn Dick, my editor. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. I have this idea to do a video blog every month, just keeping you guys updated on what's going on with me and my writing and my podcasting and all that. And one thing about video casting is that I don't really know how to edit, so if you hear motorcycles in the background, one thing I've realized is that they are very prevalent on my street. Recently I've started narrating for Tales to Terrify, and it is very hard for me to find a time where I can record and there aren't motorcycles going by every 30 seconds. So anyway, I read a blog about ways to market, and one of the points was making a video blog every month, and how most authors won't do this because they're afraid to go before a camera. Well, hopefully this shows more about my courage than it does arrogance that you'd want to see me before a camera. So here I go. Kind of a sad thing happened this past month. My podcast, AudioTim, has been going for about 20 months and really dropped off the viewers within the first 5 or 6 months. I'm not really sure what it was, if I started too soon, before I really knew what I was doing, what the goal of the show would be, how to audio edit, how to record, and I had never really gained my followers after that drop. And recently it's just been maybe discouraging that I'm spending all this time editing podcasts and am getting about the same amount of views as any other post, which may take an hour or whatever. And so I had a talk with my friend Dave Robinson of the Roundtable podcast, and he asked me why I was podcasting, and I said to build a network so that when my book comes out, I will have a network to sell it to, and that my ultimate goal is to be a full-time writer. So why am I spending so much time on podcasting then? It doesn't exactly take, every minute of podcasting does not take a minute away from writing. It's not an exact correlation there, because there are times where my brain's just tired of writing and I need a break, and talking to other writers about writing is both inspirational and beneficial. I've learned a lot from my interviews and really enjoyed the people that I met through that. But I've recently decided to wrap it up after episode 40, and it's kind of hard. I was envisioning AudioTim to be, among the hallmark of podcasts that has a lot of people listening and having followers that talk to me and let me know that they listen, and me being helpful to them through the interviews. I mean, the point of podcasting, besides meeting the new writers and talking about their work, is to advertise for the interviewee. But if, less than 100 people are listening, I wonder if that's, time well spent for them. So I've decided after the episode 40 to take a break and consider other options, considering reaching out or listening to offers, as if I'm so high profile that people would ask me to podcast with them. But one thing that I learned about AudioTim is the name maybe wasn't the best idea. At first it came off as it's going to be an audio version of my writing life, and so it made sense. But then when it grew into interviewing others, then it was kind of like AudioTim, I don't know, was the name of the host, the name of the show, and it also made it kind of hard to correlate with other writers because then, what is it, like AudioTim and the Monkeys, or AudioTim and Bob? I mean, so anyway, we'll see if I do podcast in the future. Well, I will. It just will either be shorter snippets or with a team. I find that the more successful podcasts have a team and or have people that are established writers, of which I was neither. So maybe it'll be good. The timing works out really well. My book I just sent out my 5th draft today to my editor, and so I will be getting that back around the same time that I'll be taking the break, so it kind of works out with the timing of taking a break from podcasting and hitting my edits, full go. So we'll see what happens after that. I've come up with an idea that I thought would be interesting to do video interviews. Google Plus has a way that you can interview somebody. It records it for you, uploads it to Google Plus, uploads it to YouTube, and then I can share that on my website. And so I'm wondering if maybe there are people out there that want to team up with me on this. It would be like a blog series, do a little blog post, and then interview the author, just asking 1 or 2 questions on a very concentrated topic. And we'll see how that goes. I'll do written interviews and maybe just podcasting, 5 or 10 minutes of a certain topic that I want to interview an author about. I mean, the thing is, I haven't stopped wanting to ask authors how they write well and gaining from their experience. So even if it does take up time, it's helpful to my writing to learn from them in that way. So that's the future for AudioTim. In case you didn't read my posts, I've got one called Podcasting Solo 20 Months In and 10 Suggestions for New Podcasters. And then I've got my future in podcasting on my website, timothyward.com. As far as writing goes, aside from the novel, I'm pretty excited about this month. I turned in my zombie novelette, Small Town Scourge. It talks about a washed out youth pastor, now 3rd shift security guard, who runs into the zombie outbreak in his small town Iowa, and neither his wife or the police believe him, and so it's both zombie fighting and the personal conflict of when husband and wife aren't working as a team. So I turned that into an anthology. I'm really excited about the progress for that. And I also turned in a story to the Fantasy Faction anthology about an elder mage of the order is invited by a failed apprentice. Let's see if I get this. Invited by a failed apprentice back to the city to stop the apprentice from unleashing chaotics on the world and tipping the great scales for good, or better, for chaos. So that was a lot of fun to write, and so now, July 1st, I get to, who knows, I've got the 33,000 word zombie story, and I could do any number of new things until I get my novel back. I think that's about it. Some good books that I've read lately. Patient Zero by Jonathan Mayberry was really good. I finished Rise of Empire by Michael J. Sullivan, and The Black God's War by Moses Sirigar III. You should see book reviews soon on all of those. Finishing up Carpathia by Matt Forbeck, and soon I'll be getting in the mail The Wicked by James Newman, and I just got today Jeffrey B. Burton's The Chessman. He's my guest for episode 39. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do for episode 40 on AudioTim. I thought it would be cool to do like 5 minutes of just catching up with all the authors that I've, not all the authors, but a few of the authors that I've interviewed, and just kind of have like a party type episode. So we'll see how that goes. Thanks for checking out my video, and God bless and happy writing. So yeah.